History is filled with groups that have advocated hate and violence against others.
They're taking your jobs away from you, people.
Many such groups still exist today.
I'm a part of a family that has some hard men in it.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 notorious hate groups. For this list, we're looking at the most infamous groups that promote hate and/or discrimination by focusing on the origins of the groups, the causes that led to their growth, as well as their influence during their peaks. Number 10. The Aryan Brotherhood.
You know, you go to the penitentiary and you pick a side, and that is the side that you were stuck with. And a lot of whites, you know, they don't have really a choice. You know, you have to, represent yourself, or it's going to be bad.
Thought to have originated in the 1960s at San Quentin State Prison, the Aryan Brotherhood is a white supremacist prison gang that is reputed to perform much like an organized crime syndicate.
The blood in, blood out was you had to kill somebody to get in.
Especially within prison society.
We saw the Hells Angels doing it. We saw them making money. We saw the Mexican Mafia do it and making money. Why shouldn't the Aryan Brotherhood?
Often known as the AB or the Brand, the Aryan Brotherhood has been accused of running a structured system that arranges for murder, drug smuggling, and other activities within prison walls.
Prosecutors say there are more than 2,000 ABT members in Texas, 2,000 members who have pledged to unconditionally follow the orders of their gang leaders, orders that authorities say include violence and murder.
Number 9. The New Black Panthers.
I hate white people. Every last iota of a cracker, I hate it.
The Southern Poverty Law Center calls the New Black Panthers a virulently racist and anti-Semitic organization. And in fact, its leaders have blamed Jews for the 9/11 terrorist attacks, while its manifesto states the white race intends to commit genocide against all non-white peoples.
You want freedom? You're gonna have to kill some crackers.
Founded in 1989, the New Black Panthers have even been denounced as a racist hate group by members of the original Black Panthers, who refute connections with the new organization.
Our movement is about family. Our movement is about love.
Number 8. The Jewish Defense League.
We are here, present. We are Jews, noble and cruel. We're well-trained and well-equipped. We're not afraid. Our enemies should be more afraid of us than we are of them.
Organized in 1968 by Rabbi Meir Kahane, the Jewish Defense League advocates against anti-Semitism, but frequently uses violent and dangerous tactics to do so.
Buy weapons now.
The JDL is also explicitly anti-Arab. One member killed 29 Muslims as they prayed at a mosque in 1994, an act that the JDL defended as a preventative measure. For this and other activities, the League was named a right-wing terrorist group by the FBI.
Do not get in our way because we'll hurt you very, very, very badly.
Number 7. The National Socialist Movement. Detroit is the birthplace of the National Socialist Movement, which in 1994 was formed by Jeff Scoop out of what had previously been the National Socialist American Workers' Freedom Movement.
It's not hate or racism to speak of on pro-white terms.
Do you approve of race mixing?
Absolutely not.
Why not?
Race mixing, in my mind, is the destruction of all cultures.
The party is one of the largest neo-Nazi organizations in the United States, with 61 chapters in 35 states, and it's known for its public use of Nazi symbolism and clothing. NSM Material has proclaimed Adolf Hitler the beloved Holy Father of our age and a visionary in every respect. In recent years, immigration protest has become a more prominent feature of the party's activities.
Define anti-Semite.
Number 6. Skinheads.
Violence was just part of our culture. Loads of the girls were sexually abused, loads of them. Of course these kids are gonna react to that. They're gonna be violent, they're gonna take out their anger any way they can.
Working-class British youth formed the first groups of skinheads in the late 1960s, originally with no racist agenda.
You know, we were a result of social conditions at the time, and we were unconscious youth looking for a direction. Perfect demonisation fodder.
Over time, however, a number of white power skinhead groups developed. And while there have also been anti-racist skinheads, those with a racist theme are most often identified with the name. The white supremacist, anti-Jewish skinheads grew in prominence in the U.S. in the 1980s, with many allied with such groups as the Aryan Youth Movement, Aryan National Front, and the Ku Klux Klan. Skinhead gangs are associated with frequent violence against minorities.
We are haters, we do hate you. It's time to leave and get out of our face, or you're going to suffer the consequences.
Number 5, the Taliban. An Islamist fundamentalist movement that began in Afghanistan. The Taliban governed that country from 1996 to 2001.
ما هیچ مشکل هم راش نداریم ما صلح میکنیم اما یا معاونت کفار کنه یا قانون اساسی و یا فحاشی را این چه کنه نشر کنه باز امرش مجاهد میکنه.
During that time, the Taliban was condemned by international agencies for its massacre of Afghan citizens and its brutal treatment of women.
بچه‌ش بودن؟
آره عراق نمیدن زمینشان میگیرن چشم میکنن امشب سر از این ماده یک امیابیزی که از این باشه.
In addition, the regime is said to have kept UN food support from reaching 160,000 civilians and to have decimated massive amounts of fertile land and thousands of homes. The Taliban was overthrown by US-led forces due to its association with Al-Qaeda and now operates as an insurgency movement with many of its activities now classified as terrorism.
ما افتخار میکنیم.
شما چرا خلاف حکومت هستید؟
ما خلاف حکومت هستیم کافر است. به پالوی امریکا است.
Number 4, the Westboro Baptist Church.
You taught these kids from the time they started school that it's okay to be gay. So therefore you busted their moral compass. Same God that said thou shalt not kill said, thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind, and affixed the death penalty for both sins.
Although the Westboro Baptist Church was founded in 1955, it only gained prominence as a hate group in the 1990s. The church, which is unaffiliated with any recognized Baptist alliance, is known for picketing with signs declaring God hates fags and frequently holds public, intentionally provocative protests against homosexuality.
It would take much, we thought, to drive those openly promiscuous homosexuals out of Gage Park.
The group first gained prominence in 1998 when CNN filmed members picketing the funeral of Matthew Shepard, a gay murder victim. The group claims that the deaths of American soldiers are payback for American support of homosexuality. The church is mostly comprised of members of the family and friends of its founder Fred Phelps, who died in 2014. Number 3, Al-Qaeda. The militant Islamic group which masterminded and carried out the 9/11 attacks on the World Trade Center and the Pentagon. Al-Qaeda believes in a global jihad, a holy war against those not of the Sunni faith. Founded by Osama bin Laden and other leaders in the late 1980s, Al-Qaeda engineered the 1998 U.S. embassy bombings in Africa that killed more than 200 people, as well as the 1993 World Trade Center bombing and many other acts of terrorism. After bin Laden's death in 2011, Al-Qaeda became fractured and less powerful, though it still continues on a smaller scale. Number 2, the Ku Klux Klan.
We are the Ku Klux Klan. We hate niggers, we hate Jews, we hate faggots, and we hate spicks. We don't have to have a reason to hate them just because they breathe. We hate the filthy bums.
The violent and infamous Ku Klux Klan has its origins in the post-Civil War years and then gained its greatest prominence in the 1920s. The group is a white supremacist organization that is also bitterly opposed to Jews, Catholics, homosexuals, and immigrants.
Make a stand! Join the Klan! White power! White power!
Known for its white hooded robes, cross burnings, and lynchings, the Klan orchestrated a campaign of terror for many years in the South.
It ain't disgracing God. We don't burn them. We light them for the glorify the light of Jesus Christ to come back from the world of darkness to light. That's the reason we light them.
Currently, there are estimated to be between 5,000 and 8,000 Klan members in the U.S.
For God! For God! For country! For country!
Before we reveal our top pick, here are a few dishonorable mentions.
What do they call you?
Pontifex Maximus. That's the Latin title that the Pope uses too as well, from ancient Rome. Yes.
Isn't that a little pretentious, a little wacky?
No, because we founded this church, of course, out of nothingness. One day it will rule the world.
The BNP is the only political party which will stop the Islamification of Britain.
What they were telling me was like, you know, blonde hair, blue eyes, you know, are going to be extinct one day.
You play on their fears, you play on their anxieties, you play on the fact that some of them just don't fit in.
The group moved into Syria, but when Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi tried to bring another jihadi group known as the Nusra Front under his control, Al-Qaeda disowned him.
Our children should be able to go into a safe environment. They should be safe from bullying, and they should also be safe from indoctrination into homosexuality. I mean, we're talking about kids that are graduating from wearing geranimals to having their sexuality compared to animals.
Number 1, the Nazis. Beginning in the 1920s as the National Socialist German Workers' Party, the Nazis, under the leadership of Adolf Hitler, governed Germany and started a genocidal campaign aimed at destroying those not of Aryan blood from the 1930s on. This culminated most infamously in the establishment of a system that slaughtered 6 million Jews, as well as hundreds of thousands of gypsies, homosexuals, disabled individuals, and other groups. Nazi scientists also performed brutal experiments on unwilling prisoners. In the present day, neo-Nazi groups continue to promote the Aryan supremacist goals of the original Nazi party.
So if I told you I was Jewish, would that create a problem between us?
Well, because you got the camera right now, I'd allow you to stay. If not, I'd probably kick your ass and put you in the street somewhere.
For real?
Pretty much, because a Jew wouldn't be here on my property.
Do you agree with our choices? What other notorious hate groups deserve to be on this list?
Hale admires Adolf Hitler and says he became a racist at age 12 when he saw an interracial couple at a dance in Peoria.
For more enthralling top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.